I saw, and I think for me, I don't want to have to do that. There's too many on this side in my own career. There's too many questions, too many decisions, too much brain power going to that. That I don't want to also have to do that for a family.
Right.
No thanks, no thanks. That's on you, sir.
Right.
That's on you.
Let me.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Book 91. We're here talking to you guys about why women want to turn their brains off. Yes, they want a man that they can feel that they can turn their brain off and let you just take the lead. Don't let these women lie to you, okay? They want to turn their brains off, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally understandable. Coco Jones literally nailed that point, that a lot of women feel like they're in a space where they are consistently making decisions. And actually one of the points that happens is that they get decision fatigue, where they've made way too many decisions. And unfortunately, they get a burnout. And so when they're in relationships, they don't want to have to overthink about things in a relationship. The kids, the car, the house, the money, the cooking of the food, the cleaning of the house. Way too many decisions in the relationship, and what this can actually end up feeling like is emotional labor, and the weight of it can then begin to bring resentment. Women just want to turn off their brains and be able to allow their man to lead. So if you're a man, you want to be able to just step into that particular role, right? So that she can feel her most feminine self. And even Coco Jones has now let us know that that's what women really, truly desire. So why is it that women crave this mental and emotional rest? And more importantly, how can a man actually create that environment for her? I'm going to discuss this on this particular video. I love what Coco Jones was saying on Club Shay Shay, and I think it's really powerful as well for anybody who's in a relationship or going into a relationship, how we best can serve each other in our particular roles, gender or no gender, depending on how you like it. But first and foremost, do me a massive favor before we go any deeper. Like it, share, subscribe, click on that wonderful bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded. Listen, I want to turn my brain off. Why is it that women want to do that? Well, first and foremost, let me just say this. Coco Jones put it beautifully that there's too many decisions in the day and that she doesn't want to come home and have to make all those decisions. Does that mean that she doesn't want to make any decision at all? No. What it means is take the load off the plate. Now, the reason why is because there is a desire for emotional and mental rest. Women tend to be far more emotive in their thinking than men, with nuances, their emotions, their feelings. They tend to lead with those particular aspects. And they're making multiple responsible decisions when it comes to career, family, emotional labor, and decision making. And that can be mentally exhausting. And I know as a man, you're probably going to say, what about me? Hey, listen. That is the role you've chosen, as you are in the patriarchy and as a man who's supposed to lead, as the Bible lets us know that women will try to take over, but a man's supposed to rule. That is a part of the blessing and the authority and the power that you have in a relationship. Okay? So when they are with their man, they want to be able to just let him carry the weight. Okay? Relax and feel taken care of, okay? Their craving is for strong leadership and direction. As you heard Coco Jones, she actually says it earlier on the video about what kind of style of relationship she would want. And she said about a balance in the relationship. Yet, even when she described the balance, she still wants you to be able to make her feel safe enough to be able to take her mind off things and not have to make too much emotional, laborious decisions. Therefore, really and truly, what she's looking for is a leader. And whenever they say about balance, is it really balanced? They actually really want you to take over. And when I say take over, it does not mean to a point where you are demoralizing them. You are you're leading from a position of authoritarian almost. No. It is still some level of democratic leadership, but there is an aspect where you take control. You take decisions, right? And you take the pressure of her having to think about it, where she can defer to you. Okay, so a strong man who takes initiative allows a woman to trust his leadership instead of constantly having to plan and to strategize. Okay. So what the masculine energy will do is it tries to create stability in order to have building blocks and an environment of safety around the feminine energy, so it can be free to be creative, to be to flow in creating and bringing in life, in a sense, to things. So you know how we always say like a man buys a house but a woman makes a home? That is the feminine inside of the masculine. So the man has built the structure and she's inside of it, and then she's creating inside of that. That's the beauty. Now, of course, that's not going to be everybody's relationship, but it's a part of the dynamics of what I call sexual polarity in that sense, right? Feeling safe and protected in the feminine energy. Women naturally tap into their feminine energy when they feel protected and secure. So part of that aspect is that when a man provides a safe environment for her, she can then relax and be this little giddy girl. I've always said this, look, women want to be dramatic. They want to be a little bit emotional. They want to be this little child. Women, honestly, they will tell you, and there'll be a lot of women who will tell you no, but listen, they also have the same trait, the women that don't want to be children, because there's usually some trauma that has robbed them of the innocence. But a lot of women want to be children. When I say children, I don't mean literally kids, but the ability just to like not have to think and not have to be concerned about it. Like we see these memes and these jokes about people walking down the street and like them saying, I don't think about anything because my man is in my... Like we joke about it, but it's real. Right? But that's because they feel safe enough to do so. But when you are hyper vigilant, especially if you've gone through traumatic experiences where you are either the leader too early in your household or you were the firstborn girl, whatever, where you've had to be a parent before your time, it's going to be very difficult to relax because you've always been in a place of leadership. You've always been in a place of power. You've always been in a position of protecting others. You've always been in your masculine. So it can be very hard to be the damsel in distress or the child like behavior, because really and truly you are afraid that someone else can't do the job the way you can, and that's understandable, right? So this is what's going to enable you, is that learning to trust the person that you're with. Overcoming decision fatigue is what Coco Jones kind of said. Many women experience this from making countless daily decisions and choices: what to cook, what to wear, how to manage work, work-life balance, children, cleaning, a lot of decisions, okay? And so when a man steps up and says, listen, I got this, for instance, you want to go dinner, and you ask, what do you want to eat? She's like, I don't know. You say, hey, look, we're going to Nando's. Some of you might not like Nando's, but we are going to this restaurant. Yeah? Get ready for 7 p.m., right? It's like when your parents told you, listen, we're going to McDonald's. You, as a kid, you got excited. Why? You didn't, you know what I'm saying? You didn't even have to even ask. They just took control, took initiative. All right. So it's part of that aspect of feeling loved, feeling cared for, feeling protected, and feeling covered. Okay. So when a man steps up and says, I got this, it's a mental relief and reassurance for her as well. It means that she doesn't have to analyze or micromanage. Number 5, wanting to be in a relationship so it's not another responsibility. You hear women say this a lot, where they're like, I have another son. Or, you know, I've had to date someone who it was like having another child. And what they're really saying is they've had to raise or fix their men. Now, I want to be fair. We can do a whole nother video about this where women have to take accountability, because why are you choosing men that you have to rear up? You've got to be accountable for that, right? And it's because more than likely you want to be a mum. And that's why you're not really deep in it. And until you're willing to change your energy, that won't change. But let's focus on what we're talking about. They don't want to have to raise or fix their man. Right? They want to be able to trust his competence. And if she's constantly having to think for both of them, then she's on hypervigilance and she's on guard and she's unable to feel like her partner is able to cover her and protect her. Therefore, she cannot be in her feminine. Therefore, she can't turn her brain off. And so as a man who handles business and makes decisions and takes care of things and fully experience love, she can fully experience love without the stress or the exhaustion. So let me say this for the men out there specifically, okay, as well. All right. I know it's not easy. All right. Because sometimes you are going for a lot too, and you want to relax too. I get it. You want to relax too. I hear it. But first and foremost, listen, be decisive and take initiative. And if it's not something you do naturally, start slowly. You know what I'm saying to you? You know, just take one at a time. Don't do everything. Just start one at a time. Maybe for dinners, you start saying, I'm going to take you out on a date. You're going to choose a place and say, I'm going to go here. It took me a little while to get to this place because I had to even learn it myself. So I'm not going to tell you like I'm an expert at it. I had to learn that, right? Handling problems without having to ask her, right? Now, that doesn't mean X out the woman. It does not mean that you're not going to get her opinion on anything. What it's saying is, I'm willing to take it over and take a hold of that situation. Right? Car breaks down. Okay, I'm going to take it to mechanics. I'm going to sort it out. Okay? Be emotionally and mentally reliable. Be the rock that she can rely on. So that when you are not moved, she also will not be moved. And actually, she's learning from you. She wants to learn from you. She wants to be in a position where that man is teaching her things. You hear women say this all the time. I want him to teach me things. Yeah, because they want you to be a leader, bro. Make her feel secure in that relationship. Hear her out. Make sure you're listening to her, but also allow her to be allow her to feel safe in an emotional sense, right? But also, and show that appreciation. Show that you care for her and you care for the things that she cares for, right? And that makes her feel emotionally safe. This is also going to bring out this person who's going to turn their brain off. And when they turn their brain off, it's a different thing. Honestly, bro, I'm telling you, okay, I'm telling you, it changes things. Lead, but also consider her needs. What does that mean? It means being a leader means not necessarily controlling her, not demeaning her, not trying to be an authoritarian, but it's you're leading from a place of understanding that her needs are just as important, right? So you're not trying to dominate. The Bible never asks you to dominate. The Bible never tells you to dominate the other person. The Bible tells us that we are to have dominion over the animals and the birds and the sea. But you're not supposed to have dominion over each other. So there's a care of duty that I have towards you. When I love you and I appreciate you, I'm going to love you from a place of loving myself, which is why the Bible says, love your wife as you love yourself. Why? Because if you were to lay down, if you were to love your life so much and you were to love her the same way, you would treat her with utmost respect because you respect you. If you don't respect you, you probably won't respect her. All right. So those are just a few little tips for the men as well. But look, having a woman in a space where she's able to turn her brain off, you may not see the benefit, but I'm telling you, you get a completely different woman, right? You get a far more enjoyable woman and allows her to be her most creative self. All right, so make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you again very soon for another one of those enthralling videos. And if there's something you're going through right now and you're needing some help around this area, please reach out to me. We're coaching all out throughout the year. I've got a few spots left over. Click the link down below in the description box.